When it comes to the super kick, I'm curious in your career, did you ever think of ditching it?
No, I tried to make it my finish because I saw so many using it as a non-finish, and which is okay. We could all say, like, oh, remember James Snake's EDT? Yeah, that was 50 years ago, bro. It's a different time now. Nobody was twirling and flipping in the air and landing on people, and it's a different time. So when I watched it become a transitional move or a false finish, which is fine.
Or anything, honestly.
Or anything, yeah. Or however anyone uses it. That is pure. That is their artistic license to do whatever they like. I said, hey, I don't win a lot of matches, but if I do, I would like this to be my finish because, one, at first, no one's going to, there were 7 other super kicks on the show. They didn't end the match, and no one will see it coming. And then, 2, I can make it my own to where no one's kicking out of it. No one's stopping out of it. And I got to a point where the boss was mad at me. Well, one of the bosses was mad that I was using it. I don't know why. I think it was maybe a personal thing. I don't know. But I had to switch out of it. And then it's a weird thing. And then a mentor of mine, Michael Hayes, was like, hey, 10 years ago, now that you're a heel and you use that kick, why don't you start stomping in the corner to piss everybody off? And I was like, oh, baby. I go, that's beautiful. Let's do it. And then I got to a point to where I didn't want to do it anymore. I go, hey, man, I'm trying to do my own thing. They're like, no, this will be a good way to get them booing. You're like, okay, whatever. So there's all these different pieces behind the scenes that people don't totally know. But I love that anything can be a finish if you make it a finish. A punch to the back of the head, a punch to the face, whatever it is, a thumb to the neck. Anything in the world can be a finish if you establish it, and nobody protects their stuff better than Randy, and that's not a dig on it. There's a reason Randy is Randy, because every once in a while when you're thinking of all these cool things to do, and then he made sure to be professional and protect himself, and some of us don't always have that option that some of us do have, and he protected that thing, and there's a reason everybody loses their mind when that happens, because he did it.
I'm giving you a lot of questions of like the mind of a Reddit user. Does it work? Well, because when
I
you're
don't even really
talking about
know what that means. Is that
I'm giving you all these like
Hiscock. I don't know anything about Reddit other than like people are talking on there, I think.
Which is that's kind of my thing. Like all these things that people talk about on the internet and spend days arguing about that we have no idea what the hell we're talking about because we've never spent a day backstage and never received a paycheck from any of these wrestling companies. So when it comes to the super kick, is it did you have to talk to Sean about it? Like, hey, I want to use this, or how does any of that stuff work?
Well, I don't think so. If he was on the show, and by the way, he was when I was in the spiritual body, he was actively like part to full-time wrestler. If he was on a show, I would have been a professional to a certain point of like, oh, we're both winning on a show. First of all, if I'm winning, it's a 1 in 1,000 chance, and he's likely not going to be on the show. But if we're in San Antonio and he's kicking off his super kick in the Undertaker to set up a 6-month feud to go to WrestleMania, I'm smart enough to go, I'm not doing this tonight. But because he had been there first and done it. But if he goes away for 10 years and I'm the Intercontinental Champion on the show and I'm running shit and I'm the super kick guy and he's on it, sorry, brother, this is my show. Like, there's some respect there, but there's also like, hey, are you using that kick tonight? Hey, would you? And by the way, if he asked me like, hey, we're going for something really special here, could you do a roll up or something? I was like, hell yeah, I can. Thank you for asking. Yeah, damn right. There's respect there. You came before me. I get it. Show some respect. But at some point you go, when you get asked to do different things like that, you get asked like, hey, could you not do your finish tonight? I'm like, hey, Sean, if Hulk Hogan asked you to not do your finish tonight because they got something special going, what would you have told him? Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Anyway, here we go. You know what I mean? So you got to remember, it's not always about showing respect. You got to protect yourself at some point. So, but anyway, dude, any legend asking me nicely if they're coming and haven't been there for 10 years, or it's known to be their thing, I will happily pay homage to them and say thank you for leading the way. This is your night tonight. You take over.